Yeah, Cris Cyborg put out a full statement. It was a lengthy statement. She's saying that she didn't test positive for any steroids. That's, of course, what everybody's immediate thoughts go to is, was this a performance-enhancing drug? She's saying that it's a drug that she's taking to recover from a very difficult weight cut in September. Here's the issue with that, though. Even if that's true, if she's working with a doctor and she's under medication to be on something to help her recover from a difficult weight cut, there's still an easy process to this. You alert USADA, you tell the UFC, you make sure that they know everything that you're taking so that you don't fail a drug test. So the fact that that didn't happen in this case, that she was not granted a therapeutic use exemption, is a big red flag, and that's going to make it difficult for her to avoid any kind of penalty because of this failed drug test.
You mentioned that red flag, and I thought it was really interesting that she declined to fight for a title at UFC 208, which is going to be on February 11th of next year. But, Brett, do you know if she was avoiding that fight and others because she had concerns related to this drug testing?
Well, that's what she's saying. She's saying that, that last weight cut was so difficult for me that I have to recover physically. I have to be under medication to deal with the physical elements that came with that. And maybe all of that's true, and maybe all of it's fine. But why are we only hearing about it now? You turned down fights earlier this year for a big featherweight championship fight, and there was no talk of this. Cris Cyborg has failed a drug test previously in her career. In 2011, she tested positive for an anabolic steroid, so she is under a microscope, and they test her a lot. And she's been a clean athlete. She's passed previous tests in recent years. But you have to let people know what you're taking. You have to let them know if you're going to the hospital for something, and she didn't do that. So this looks very bad for Cris Cyborg. Well, she's going to face sanctions from USADA, and the substance that she tested positive for carries a maximum of 1 year suspension. Usually those suspensions are dated retroactively to the date that the test was taken. So this test was taken on December 5th. It could mean that Cris Cyborg is suspended until December 5th of 2017, but we'll see. She gets her day in court. She gets her appeals process. She gets to talk to USADA, try to argue why it should be less. But right now, that's the maximum of what she's facing is a full year-long suspension.
Last week I watched Paige Van Zandt fight, and this is not a knock on Paige Van Zandt. Paige Van Zandt is a very, very nice girl. She's a lovely young girl, and she's got a lot of heart and all these types of things. But she went into that fight and she's smiling and she's grinning, and they're dancing at the fucking weigh-in and all this stuff, and it's like, this isn't a game. People get hurt. I've had multiple surgeries. I've had eye surgeries. I've had knee surgeries, elbow surgeries. I need more surgery, for crying out loud. People can die in there. In boxing, around 12 to 15 people die every single year, which is a sad fact. This is a dangerous game. So it's not a game where you need to be dancing at the weigh-in and having a smile on your face. The smiling, the grinning, enjoying the limelight, that's a lack of focus as well. You got to push all that stuff to one side. When it's time to go, it's time to go. You're not worried about the limelight. You're not even thinking about the camera or what you're coming across like on TV. You're just focusing on the fight 100%. Now, as I said, I'm not trying to knock her. She's a lovely, sweet young girl, a lot of talent, and she's going to have a very, very bright future. So it's no way, shape or form a knock on her as a fighter. I was just talking about the fact that this is a serious business and we deserve to be compensated appropriately. Now, a lot of us are. I'm not saying we're not,
I'm headlining this card with two women. Holly and Jermaine will be for the 145-pound title. We announced that fight, and ticket sales have been unbelievable. We're focused very heavily on Russia right now.
Oh,
we're working on Russia. Yep. First of all, there's tons of talent coming out of Russia and a lot of fans. So there's a fighter named Khabib who's from Russia, and he's insanely popular. And the next fight could be Conor versus Khabib. Yeah.
Hey, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.